you.
Ready for her snacks. Oh, did I put too many on there? Nah. She was hungry. All right, Lainey, you ready for your book? We are reading Duck and Hippo Give Thanks. Right in time for Thanksgiving. All right. It was almost Thanksgiving, and the leaves were still tumbling. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Hippo was raking the leaves into a huge pile and dreaming of a good, old-fashioned Thanksgiving. A white blare flew through the air, plop, and plopped right into the middle of Hippo's pile. What was it? A head popped up. It was Duck.
Duck! Duck!
Cried Hippo.
What are you doing?
I'm jumping into a pile of leaves.
Said Duck.
It's fun. Why don't you try?
I'm trying to make the pile all nice and tidy.
Hippo said with a huff. Bonk. Just then an apple fell on Hippo's head. Hippo rubbed his head, polished, and then polished the apple, and handed it to Duck.
For you.
He said.
Thanks, Hippo.
Said Duck.
Speaking of giving
Said
thanks,
Hippo.
tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Let's celebrate together.
Yes,
Said Duck.
I'll help. And listen by all our friends.
To get ready for the feast, Duck and Hippo went shopping. Nothing down there? Duck said
I want to ride in the basket.
she grabbed food as they zoomed down the aisles.
Faster.
Squealed Duck. Then Duck jumped out and Hippo squeezed in, but the shopping cart wouldn't budge. And when Hippo tried to squeeze out,
I'm stuck.
cried Hippo.
No problem.
Boomed Elephant. He lifted Hippo out.
Thank you, Elephant.
Said Duck and Hippo, and Duck invited him for Thanksgiving.
Delighted.
Boomed Elephant. Hippo wanted some crusty bread for their good old-fashioned Thanksgiving. So Duck and Hippo got in line at the bakery. Turtle was ahead of them.
You go first
Said Turtle.
and take your time. Take your time.
Thank you, Turtle.
Said Duck and Hippo, and Duck invited him for Thanksgiving.
Terrific.
Said Turtle. By now, Duck and Hippo were so hungry, they went to Pig's Pizza, and they each ate a slice of Pig's special pizza of the day.
Thank you, Pig.
Said Duck and Hippo, and Duck invited her for Thanksgiving.
Yummy.
Cried Pig.
I can't wait.
Back at Hippo's house, Hippo said,
Oh, there is so much to do for our good old-fashioned Thanksgiving.
So Duck went out and gathered leaves. She just couldn't help but jump in. Hippo went out and gathered pumpkins.
Jack-a-doodle-doo.
Cried Duck, sitting on a pumpkin.
I learned a name.
Then Duck gathered acorn squashes.
Well, let me help you, Duck.
Said Hippo. Lastly, Duck and Hippo gathered apples and headed back inside. But then bumped into each other at the door.
Whoops.
Hippo bowed and said,
After you, dear Duck.
Then together they decorated the table with leaves and squashes and perfect little pumpkins. When they were done, Duck did the dance on the tabletop and sang,
Ta-da! See you
he
tomorrow.
said, jumping off. You on your last snack? Here. We'll pause it for 1 second. All right, back to the story. That night, Hippo went to sleep and dreamed of a good old-fashioned Thanksgiving. Before Duck went to bed, she told their friends,
Let's make something special for Hippo.
The next day, Hippo was busy. He baked a good old-fashioned apple pie, and a good old-fashioned pumpkin pie, and a good old-fashioned acorn squash, and his house filled with a good old-fashioned smell. He couldn't wait for his good old-fashioned Thanksgiving to begin. But it was getting late. Hippo looked out the window. The full harvest moon was rising over the trees. Night had come, but where, oh where were Hippo's friends?
Here we are.
Cried Duck, and they all piled into Hippo's house.
Sorry we're late, but we were all finishing up a special surprise for you.
I wonder what it could be.
Thought Hippo. Hippo's friends each had something to offer. Turtle brought Chinese egg roll. Elephant brought a sea cucumber sushi. Pig brought pizza napolitano. And Duck brought peanut butter and jelly tacos. Whoa, never heard of that.
Surprise!
This is not a good old-fashioned Thanksgiving feast.
Thought Hippo. Okay, pause the story for a second. You're eating faster than I can pour them out. All right. Back to the story. But then he looked at the smiling faces on all his dear friends. He spread his arms wide and said,
Welcome, and thank you for being who you are.
Hooray!
Everyone shouted. And they all gathered around the table and held hands. Duck and Hippo gave thanks for their friends, for being together, and for sharing nature's bounty.
Let's eat!
Cried Pig. And it was a big, happy Thanksgiving feast. The best Thanksgiving ever. When they were done, Duck said,
And now, let's go outside. And jump in the leaves.
Whee! That's the book. What do you think of the book? Is it a good book? You give it out of 1 to 10 pumpkins. What's your score?
Oh, really? A smashing 10 pumpkins. That's the best review ever. That's the pick of the patch.